Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the Holocron. Hope you're all making it a great day today. I got a GAC to play on my Darth Loquitur account. It's got some Datacron teams for me today, so got to figure out how to beat some Galactic Legends and some Datacron teams. Feanor. I don't think this is the same guy who GMs my Dungeons & Dragons games. He's DM Feanor. But for anybody who doesn't know that name or where it comes from, it's actually from Tolkien in the Silmarillion. He talks about the Silmarils. And I believe Feanor was the guy who created them. One of the original old school elves. Yeah, very, very powerful elf. I think that's right. Don't use Sidious on Sana, says Wannabe Gamer. Zide says hello there. Why? Well, why not? Says greetings, DL and all. BB Aftermath says get him. Get him. All right. Well, we'll try to get him. We will try to get them. All right, let's scout the opponent real quick here first. He's a Premier Kyber champion, so that means that he got a good GAC title, way back when GC was a relevant thing, right? So, yeah, before the changes. So he's been playing a while. 7.2 in characters, 4.6 in ships. That means he should have everything. Maybe not fully built out, but he should have all the capital ships. Galactic War Battles won 14,000. Oh, interesting. So 14,000 means like 3.5 years. So this account is not that old. Or he went for a long time without winning any Galactic War Battles, which is weird. Huh. I wonder if I have access to that title. I don't want to look, I guess, while I'm online, but Premier Kyber champion. I thought you had to get one of the top spots in Kyber back in the day to get that title, but maybe it's something that's easier to get than I remember. Used to be you couldn't sim the battles. As far as I can tell, it doesn't matter if you sim the battles or ran them, because people who've been playing for like the entire duration of the game, if we look at Galactic War Battles 1, we can sort of see that they've been playing for, 8-9 years. So the sim button didn't come along until like 3 years ago or so. Because when I started this Loquitur account, you had to play every Galactic War battle every day. And I want to say that went on for at least a year while I was building this account before they got the sim button in there. Oh, Wannabe Gamer says you bet it was a pain to do them. So people might have skipped them just because it was a pain. That could be. I see what you're saying now. So it's not that it didn't get credit for it. He just might have not wanted to do them. That's interesting. But it gives us, an idea. All right, let's look at inventory. We've got Leviathan, Executor, Profundity, all at 7 stars. All the capital ships. There's some ships that aren't at relic level, but most of them are. Wow, really most of them are. He's got Evan Hawke at relic even. Oh. The Jedi Consular is about the only thing that's not finished. Interesting. Okay. Character-wise, let's take a look. 8 out of 9 Galactic Legends. He doesn't have the new Ahsoka yet. He's got to be close, though. I've seen a lot of the things in here, like Commander Ahsoka Tano's Relic 9, Snips is 9. So he's got to be close. Baylan's in here at Relic 8. He's got the Great Mothers done. These days we have to look up Apo and see if he built the dog food. Okay, Alpo isn't built yet. I gotta think of a good nickname for Apo. Like apropos, appropriate, Alpo, Slappo. That's probably a good name for him. Because if you put him with Vader, he just slappo you in the face. Okay. So yeah, it's what we would expect to see from an account like this. Oh, he didn't build Afra. Interesting, he skipped Afra. He's getting everything else. Okay. Let's look at mods real quick just to see how fast his stuff is. 369 on Cat. That's pretty good. I think mine's 364, so he's got a faster Cat than me. This Mara Jade is fast, huh? 355 Mara Jade. Hoo-wee. Grand Inquisitor, I'm guessing 309. Oh, 326. My goodness. He's got a lot of good mods. So he's probably got better mods than I do, actually. Yikes. Number 3 in fleet placement. All right, so what he put on defense. So the bottom front zone he loaded up, right? And he's got Ray Exile here, Phoenix team with, it's not a Phoenix Kron, but it's the tank Kron. So we'll have to kill Kanan twice, for example. Jabba the Hutt's in here, Queen Amidala, Baylan. So this is kind of a Galactic Legend Fest here. We'll try the Night Sisters on Jabba. I think Bane has more versatility for me than JMK. So I will probably use the JMK on the Queen Amidala. And I'll probably use SLKR on the Baylan. That seems to be kind of the thing to beat Baylan with, from what I've seen. The Phoenix, I have no idea. I honestly don't know what we need to do here with Phoenix. Dusk says, hey, we have a chance for a full clear today? I think so. I think so. The bottom zone's filled up with really good stuff. But then the top zone is, you know, it's okay. It's a little bit mediocre compared to what I've seen from other defenses, right? We do have the Inquisitors here with the Grand Inquisitor. We've got a Padme team, which I haven't been afraid of Padme for a while. Haven't seen her on defense in a while, so we'll have to pay attention to that. We've got a Dash Rendar team here with the Enfys Nest, Datacron, Great Mothers, and then Night Brothers. So these are kind of like, I don't know, I would call some of these teams A tier teams like this, Great Mothers and Inquisitors. But then, you know, we got a couple that in here that don't seem that hard. I mean, they're not Galactic Legend level teams. So I feel like unless he's really got the back wall loaded up with some really big stuff, we should be able to full clear. But based on what we've seen from this person's account, that also means that he's got a ton of stuff on offense. So if he's light on defense, he's got it all on offense. I use Galactic War to test new unlocks if I don't have a GC available. Other than that, I can't recall actually doing Galactic Wars. Yeah, but the game does record every time. When you sim 12, it records it as 12. Because if I look at the Loquitur account, I mean, my Galactic War Battles 1 calculates, you know, to my start time, effectively. So the game keeps track of that. Dusk says Apple. Zide says Alpo's a good one. App 0 is short enough for me. Apo says... Yeah, I'm not looking for shorter. I'm looking for something funny, because that character is a train wreck of a character, right? Like, we fought against a Relic 9 Apo, Lord Vader, and he killed everything. Everything. Like, the first area of effect he did, I'm pretty sure I saw a 364,000 damage flash across the screen. The character has an insane power level, and I feel like in the future he's going to be regarded as, like a Bane level lifter for Lord Vader team. So yeah, we got to have a good nickname for him. We could call him the Guillotine, something like that. Something just to denote his monstrosity. You need clever names for characters like that. I'm in Kyber 3 and I'm bullying my opponents with my Lord Vader Apo CX2 with the Apocron. Skip the last few GACs. Ray Esber has been carrying me this week, says Dusk. Nice. Why does Sidious not work on Baylan? Also, JML might be a cheaper option for Baylan than SLKR. Then Dusk says, supposedly they patched it, but I think it can still work. Just to counter the basics, it's super sketchy. Sidious will not get insta-kill against Baylan, but I was able to muscle through one last night anyway for a 59. Well, why not? Says that's annoying if CG didn't want people to have a cheap counter for Baylan. Dying to 5 dots shouldn't qualify as an insta-kill. The same as Cat or Nihilus. It's reminding me of the GM Kron. Not quite as powerful, but it's close. It'll be interesting to see his power without the Kron. No, I think Apo's going to be insane. I think the Kron contributes to his delinquency, but I think Apo Lord Vader is just going to be an insanely strong defensive team from now on, just forever. I think it's here to stay, with or without the Kron. I think the Kron might put it over the top, but that team is pretty hard to beat. Of course, we fought one with a Relic 9 Apo and a Relic 8 CX2. So, like we've already seen with Lord Vader, I've said this to many people over the years, my Lord Vader team, when I first made it, was really mediocre. When I put a bunch of tanks in the team, put like a Relic 8 Maul and a bunch of like Relic 7 to 9 tanks in the team with Lord Vader, it completely changed everything. I was getting holds all over the place. So high relic levels on that Lord Vader team make a huge difference. So Relic 9 Apo, I think, when you take the relic levels up that high, it's on a steep curve. So a Relic 5 Apo, Relic 5 CX2, I think that's, 6 out of 10. And it escalates quickly as you put more relic levels on. That's what I've seen from Lord Vader. That's what I've seen. My experience is that the higher relic levels on that team are more of a difference than on any other team I've ever played with. Yeah. Without the Kron, I think GL's win versus Lord Vader will go up. Now most successful counters are below 60%. If DCT and Scorch can stack Order 66 faster, I'll agree with you. The Kron gives Order 66 like crazy. Okay, we'll have to see. I know you can still already do testing without the Datacron like in Squad Arena. You just choose not to put it on. But no, from what I've seen of that character, if people are willing to put him at a high relic, that team is just really going to be a menace. Maybe the Datacron's doing more than I think, but the one we fought, man, the Lord Vader got his ult super fast, and the Apo just did. His damage was off the hook. Insanely powerful damage. And, in a way, good for Lord Vader. I'm glad that he'll be relevant. And I may actually have to do some highly accelerated farming on those clones once they become farmable. I should have Lord Vader, I would say, in about 8 to 10 weeks. I do want to get all the stuff for Baylan ready before I go back and do Lord Vader, but I'm having a hard time farming up the Cantina side of things without taking a huge break from signal data. So I may actually pull the Lord Vader stuff forward and, continue to chip away at those Cantina characters a little more slowly. I don't know. I think that might be... So I might have Lord Vader even sooner. But yeah, we'll get Lord Vader. We'll get those clones built up, and we'll get that... we'll put a big priority on that once they become farmable, for sure. All right, I'm going to take my Night Sisters in here. We did have a very successful outing with the Night Sisters in the last Jabba match. I was pretty happy with that. We took, what Datacron is it that we took? Debuff on an enemy, they do damage equal to 2%. Jabba doesn't care about percent health effects. Which one did we use? I think it was this one, wasn't it? We used one with a lot of crit damage. Offense, crit chance, crit damage. Yeah. We got to use a good Datacron here. Try to get this to work. Any advice on how to save for triple or double? Would you just wait for the triple? You can start saving like 3 days ahead is optimal. Because if you do your refreshes for 3 days ahead, you'll stack up without exceeding the energy cap. What I typically do is I run my energy all the way up to the day before. And then on the day before the event, I don't spend any refreshes. I just wait. And then right before the reset, or for me, it's usually sometime in the afternoon. My account resets at 5 o'clock. So I might go in there like at 3 o'clock, and I'll do the 50 and 100 cost refreshes and bank that energy. And then, of course, I'll have all my refreshes the day that the event gets here. So I don't go crazy stacking up energy, but we've never seen triple drops before either. So kind of the optimal strategy there would be, 3 days ahead already. So, is that the 8th and the 9th that they're going to do that? What days are the triple drops again? It wasn't May the 4th, right? It was I think the 8th and 9th. 3X is one day only on the 8th. Yeah, so you could start already on the 5th. You could do your refreshes on the 5th and save energy for the 5th, 6th, and 7th. And you should be able to do that without capping out. The 8th until the 9th. Oh, 2X is the 6th and 7th. There's 2X on the 6th and 7th, and then 3X on the 8th. I'd probably do it this way. I'd probably... I think I'll still do the same thing, don't spend any energy on the 5th and then stack up. But then, go crazy on the 6th and then don't spend any energy on the 7th. And then you can do the same thing, store up energy on the 7th and do all your refreshes right before reset time and then go into the triple drops. That's probably the best way to do it, the most efficient way to do it. I tend to not treat these events as something ridiculously special. So I know that some people are like, while the triple drops are on, I'm going to farm this character 6 times, or I'm going to do, you know, whatever. And they kind of change their plan. I always look at it this way. Whatever my plan is, I feel like it's a good plan. So I stick to the plan. I may double farm characters if that's interesting to pay the reset. But not more than just twice, right? And I just get 3 times more. Whatever I was doing, I just get 3 times more of it, or twice as much of it. So, yeah, I don't treat the double drop events as like something that changes my plans on what I'm going to spend my energy on, if that makes sense. Okay, let's get in here and see if we can do this Jabba. Okay. They're on Daka, that's a good start. Now they hit Marin, so I got to go into stealth right away. I cannot afford for her to be targeted. Okay. Now she's out of stealth, but she's very low life. So that's not fantastic. Okay. Talzin down. I'm tempted to heal, but okay. Boy, we're struggling to get the life back on Marin here. She does not want to heal up. All right, let's get Marin. Oh, come on. Well, the only way this is going to work is if we can get all the way around to another resurrection with Daka. Okay. Well, we got 4 detonators on, but... oh, man, come on. Well, that'll slow down the detonators a little bit at least. Our big concern here is just staying alive. Let's heal up. We should have no problem keeping Marin alive now. Now the problem is going to be getting our other Night Sisters dead. That's going to be more of an issue. Wow! Ah, come on. They will not leave Marin alone. What is going on here? This is just ridiculous. We're running out of time, so I'm just going to put it on basic. And I don't know. I don't think we got enough time left to finish this. Okay. And we're not getting plague stacks onto this Wookiee at all. Look at this. Somehow has tenacity that resists everything. That's insane. I guess the Datacron must be like an extremely high tenacity Datacron. We can look here while it's playing, because 35% tenacity doesn't seem like that much. Well, yeah, we can't land a single plague on him. Offense. So disarm doesn't stop anything. I don't know. I've never seen this before in my life, where I can't land a single debuff onto, I mean, we've got like 252% potency on Marin or something. Maybe not that high, but. Yeah, this is absolutely bonkers. Never seen it. Never seen it before where we can't even land a single debuff on this guy. Okay. Boy, I don't know where this leaves us. We may have to really weaken ourselves here to finish this up. I wonder if Imperial Troopers can still do it with Chrysanthemum and Jabba to clean up. I mean, we'll definitely submit it with Leia gone. Let's take a look here. So he's got all tenacity build. 220% tenacity. Well, good on him, I guess. So that would make us use Bane here. I'm going to try to clean this up with the troopers. I don't know if I can. I think it'll give Jabba enough time. I mean, I'm not so worried about like the damage we can do, but we're not going to have enough time to get it done. I'm still going to try it. All right. This is why I have a protection primary full tenacity. Won't stop Afra, but certainly stops Night Sisters. Yeah, I've never seen it where we couldn't land a single debuff. I've seen high tenacity Chrysanthemums before, but disarm, minus 50% critical damage and offense. Now, with minus 50% offense, I think this is over before it's even started. Losing half of my offense on this Dark Trooper, he's kind of the damage for the team. I think it's over. And disarm never wears off, right? So down to 2 stacks already. Down to 1 stack. Yeah, this is over. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's see what we can do with the rest of this. It's funny how it goes from looking very optimistic, like I can full clear, to just dropping 1 battle, and that changes like what I have to use against everything else to try to just beat that Jabba. And it goes from looking like, okay, I can full clear, to, oh boy, I don't even know. It goes fast. Okay. If I would have spotted out that tenacity ahead of time, though, I definitely would have taken a potency crown, and that probably would have changed how things went. Okay, here we go. let's start off on Ray. And let's continue to try to get Ray stacks reduced here if we can. Get her into damage immunity. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. Ezra Bridger exile. One-shotted. Nice. That's what we want. And then let's try to get Kylo into damage immunity. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. We just need damage here. We got to get him into damage immunity before she goes into the ult if we can. Okay. Okay, we got it. We got it. Knock some stacks off of Ray. Put him back into stealth. And then we got to keep targeting Ray to try to keep these stacks down. And we'll do this. Ooh, very close on Drogan. Okay, we'll hit her. Drive her down into the red. Drogan down. Okay. Well, let's hope this kills him. What just happened? Why didn't we get our dudes back? Right? Why didn't we get our dudes back? Whirlwind can't be revived. Oh, she killed them both with a whirlwind. Oh, each one was killed. Okay. Okay, okay. So the best we can do here then is wait for this timer to be at like 1 second. Okay, we got to let her do her ult now though. Okay. And now we wait. And when it's right at like 1 second left, I'll run in with Leia and do this middle skill, get a kill on Ben Solo, and it should time out while Rey is taking a turn. And then we'll just have a Rey, and we won't have a Ben Solo, and that should be something that we can clean up without too much trouble. Just keep going and you can get another ult. Another ult won't help me. It'll result in the exact same thing. I can only ever kill Ben. I can't kill both of them with the same hit. Or at least I've never seen it before where Ben Solo dies in a way where he dies. Yeah, because it does the damage. Yeah, there's no, the same move can't kill both Ben and Rey. I don't think I've ever seen that. Maybe retribution from a basic. And try to hit Rey back. Okay. I guess I can try that. She's got too much life. So when I did a basic on her just then, I mean, it barely did anything. And my Leia is so low life that if I give them a couple more turns, they're going to kill me. So, I mean, I just can't afford to let them take turns, I don't think. So, yeah, maybe it's the wrong thing to do. Maybe somebody else could make this work, but I think the tactic that I have is just to kill Ben with a second left on the clock, and then you know, hope it times out with Ben gone. Okay. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and it became Leia's turn again before Rey went. Wow. 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 Wow, 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 wow. All right. All right. Let's just start working our way through this then. Oof. This is a rough one, guys. This things that normally work are not working. Or I'm not getting them to work. I mean, I guess you could look at it that way as well. All right. Let's see if we can make this one work. We'll take the long way around. And give Cat the reset. And then we'll just wait for an hour for stealth to be gone. Okay, do this. Because why not? Cleanse the debuffs. Basic. Wrap up some damage. They put slow on me now. That's great. Okay, stealth breaks the next time she takes a turn. Okay, so they killed Kenobi once now. Let's subtract the queen. And then we'll start working on Junior over here. Okay. And then my experience is we got to kill the clone next because we run out of high ground before we get Qui-Gon gone anyway. So now I just put it on auto and let it run. And it looks like we're actually going to win a battle here, so that's good. All right. Good stuff. More stealth from R2, so Leia is the only whirlwind target. I did my stealth when she went into her ult. I'm pretty sure. So the problem is that the ult hit, and then I was out of stealth when she had her whirlwind. So I guess I should have waited until after the ult to put my crew in. Well, see, it wouldn't have mattered because Drogon's just on a sliver of life after that ult. Yeah, I don't know. You're right. There's probably a better way to have done it. All right, let's do first order here. And we'll give him a decent Datacron, but not too great. Darkside Revive Kron would be good. It's got a bunch of armor penetration on it, so we like it. Let's go versus Baylan. You guys think the Sidious Kron works here? Is that what I heard? I don't think I want to risk the Sidious Kron here, though, because if it doesn't work, then I lose my Sidious, and I've already lost two battles, two important battles. So, yeah, I feel like we've got to get this stuff under control. What do we think about Sidious versus Phoenix? What do we think about Sidious versus Phoenix? Is that a working equation? Sidious Kron, I've got defeated can't be revived. So that'll take this revive Kron here out of the picture. And we got good stats. Pavoni fan says, no, they fixed it. Way too much cleansing from C-Rex. You won't get 5 stacks. All right, what are we going to use then for Phoenix? What do we think is a good Phoenix counter? Oh, wow. People are throwing big stuff at this. Ooh. Let's look this up and see what people are using. Against Hera and Captain Rex. Malgus. Interesting. Gas. Bunch of Galactic Legend stuff. Bo-Katan. Huh. 100% win rate with Remnant. I could do Remnant. Seems fine. Can you Wampa this? Gas, Treya. Treya's on defense for me. Wampa's no good here. Yeah, C-Rex nerfs Wampa. They won't have much damage at all, though. It's not the damage that you worry about with this team. It's the durability. The team is so stinking durable. They last forever. If you don't have enough damage to kill them. Okay. You can get evasion and health steal. We can use the debuffs to get stacking offense. That might actually be the best thing to do, is just get the stacking offense. Dusk says Remnant seems good. Okay. I think we've just got to put all of these armor shreds on Rex. I feel like he's the leader of this nonsense, right? He's the one we've got to get under control. We can't do the turn meter reset while we've all got dazes on. That would not help. Okay. Let's share the wealth on these dazes. I can drain turn meter now. Sure, why not? More armor shreds. And we're up to 4 stacks now, so even if they do damage. Okay. Rex is back. I'm not entirely sure. He's not a tank, is he? Surely not. Is that any light side ally, or is it just light side tanks? I guess I'm a bit confused on that skill. Okay, more armor shreds is good. With 3 armor shreds on him, we should be able to take him down pretty quickly. We'll just use basics. Okay. And then we'll do the turn meter drain here again. And we'll start stacking armor shreds on Kanan. And I can't put it on auto because I don't want it to use the middle skill. Somebody's probably typing in chat that he had the rebel buff on him. So I wasn't looking for that. But of course Hera has the thing that resurrects people. So I'm sure that's what it was, that he just, Rex just had that resurrect buff on. So it's not a Datacron effect. It was just from Hera's revive. Okay, so we've got a couple teams that we actually beat. So we can do JML here. But let's do JML with a couple mediocre Jedi. We'll try to get Jedi that are survivable. We'll stay alive. But I don't think we need to do anything too fancy here, because they're already damaged. We already got rid of Exile. We won't use the best of our stuff here. This is 16% protection. Take that. Okay, and we should be able to clean this up. You know, I feel like we've done it before with this team. We're just focus. I think we've seen a problem with this before, though, where if Rey starts the battle with a lot of life, but then later gains damage immunity, or later gains life, you still have to use the damage immunity on her, which is inconvenient. Okay. Now Ben Solo's missing the... Okay. Guess who's back? Back again. And here we go. Cleaned up, 35 banners. Not ideal, but we got it. And then Jabba. Can we do Jabba with the Jedi? Can we do Jabba with Gear 12 Afra? No Zetas, no Omicrons. I don't think so. It's probably not going to work. What about Wampa? What's going to stop us from killing him with Wampa? You just don't have enough damage to kill Chrysanthemum, I guess. And we've got to save something for the top, right? We've still got Inquisitors up there that we have to beat. Maybe this is the place for the Jedi. And Cal Kestis can insta-kill once. Get rid of Chrysanthemum once. And then we'll have to get rid of him manually the second time and still kill Jabba. This team should have enough damage. Rex had the backup plan. Spam the Dark Trooper Moff Gideon specialist to stack offense. Yeah, I probably could have used... Well, I don't want to use the second special because that gets rid of all my stacks of preparation or whatever. Maybe you're right. They didn't have enough damage to kill my Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. I should have just spammed the specials. Okay, duly noted. Note for the future. All right, let's see if we can clean this up. Okay, disarm on Cal Kestis. I guess I don't mind that so much. I'm going to pass this over to Luke right away. Do a basic. Get an armor shred. Then we'll do the mass assist here. Okay. We'll do recovery. Do that ability. Try to get a little damage done. And my timing on Revan is incredibly bad. It's driving me crazy. Cal should go before Revan. He's faster. Okay, there's the first insta-kill. All right. And there's the real kill. And apparently we have to kill him a third time. Okay. Go for armor shreds. Send it back around. Yeah, see how much damage that does. Not too bad. I'm going to do some more armor shreds. Okay. And then just do what does damage. Damage time. All right. Let's send this back around to him. Okay. Done. Cleaned up with Jedi. That's better than having to use something better anyway. All right. Gungan's on the back wall. Mon Mothma with Luthen, but Luthen's got no decorations, right? No Zetas, no Omicrons. Get a Jedi party here. We've got the 3v3 Tuskens, but no Omicron. And then the Qui-Gon team that gives me fits. Okay. So I think we have to save Bo-Katan for here because we used up all of our... most of our good teams anyway. We'll have to do gas here. And then I'm going to try Phoenix here with the Phoenix... with the Phoenixicron. Because if we do... I don't have Rex. I don't have Rex. I put Rex on defense. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. That might be the end of my GAC, guys. Nope, no. We can use Bane, right? Bane still works here? Let me check just to make sure, but I think as long as I have Bane, I can use Bane right here. Third sister counters that include... Yeah, people are using Bane. All right, so we still have Bane. I think that's the place that we kind of have to use him. Okay. I really wish I had that Phoenix team. I'll put Dooku in there. We still have Sidious. So what's the best thing that we can beat with a Sidious? Let's look for armor penetration here somewhere. There's a bit of armor penetration. Critical damage, armor penetration. When an enemy is defeated by a Sith ally, they can't be revived. That might need to be my new go-to cron for for Bane. 108% crit damage. So if that's the case, then we only have to kill Third Sister once? Ever? That's interesting. Rogue One. I do have Rogue One. You think Rogue One's beating this? Or what are you suggesting Rogue One for? Because I don't see any Rogue One against Inquisitors. I still have them, and I have the Cassian Kron for that team. Might not work as well in threes. Okay, let's get in here. This should be pretty straightforward, right? Okay, Dookie. All right. Get the first big hit off. And one down. All down. Okay. Good. Good there. Okay. Great Mothers. Whew. Can we beat Great Mothers with Sith Eternal? Should be able to, right? There's nothing stopping insta-kills. So is that the hardest team that we have left? Is that... Because we can Bo-Katan here. This we can Separatist here. Something here. The Jedi team doesn't look that threatening. This is annoying, but we can... I feel like we can manage that Luthen team. So I would say that the Great Mothers are probably the hardest team that we have left. Let's try Padme here against the Night Brothers. And what did we do last time? I think we did Padme Cup, but we did Shock T as the third. And we used up our Shock T already. So let's use Barriss in there. I think she's timed roughly with the rest of these. 192. That's not where we've got the rest of these timed. So okay, she's out. Plo is timed, I think. 269. And Padme is 270. So we've got Plo in there. We've got Coruscant Underworld Police. We can give ourselves a 15% if we've got one still. There we go. All right. And then let's try to work our way through this. Enoch first was successful for us last time, so we will attempt to do that again. We'll just hit and use courage stacks here. Cup getting wrecked. Okay. One down. Oh, never mind. We can't gain turn meter with Padme. What am I thinking? Oops. No, don't kill my cup. No, no, no. No killing, no killing. That cup's pretty sturdy. Relic 8 cup, right? I swear we have to kill him second. Oh, cup down. Good Lord, they take a lot of turns. Oh, Padme down. Huh. Okay. Without his leadership, though, the crit avoidance is gone. The reduction to 1 health is gone. So all we need here now is just somebody that's not going to die to that team quickly, right? We just need something that's not going to die right away. What does Wampa do here? Can we just clean this up with a Wampa? Or maybe they have too much damage for a Wampa. I don't want to use a good team. Maybe I'm underestimating these guys. Maybe I'm underestimating them. Maybe I should have used my Sidious Cron there. I like using CLS on the zombies. Because they have a good chance of critting once Enoch is gone. I do have CLS. And I suppose I could finish that team off with CLS. All right. Let's go through some other stuff first. Let's figure out how we're going to kill Enfys Nest here. And we have to kill Enfys Nest with a team that can survive some damage. What do you guys think of Radis here? I think Radis will beat the other two, but may not beat Enfys Nest. Qui-Gon? Yeah, we don't have Qui-Gon on offense with us. Qui-Gon is relegated to defense. So we could do a pretty standard bounty hunter team here. And I think the third has to be Mando, because he can insta-kill Nest, right? Or is this where we use the Sidious Cron? I think this might actually be a good opportunity for Sidious Cron, right? I don't think Nest is going to one-shot Sidious. And she'll die insta-kill style from the 3 stacks that we'll put on her. She's all tenacity. 207. Let's read the cron here. Whenever he uses a special ability to dispel all buffs. Okay. Inflict damage over time and expose. So that is dependent on his potency, and my potency is only 77%. So I don't currently have Sidious modded for potency. So he's not going to put any debuffs on Enfys Nest. Skip that. Okay, back to bounty hunters. I think we just use this comp, and then we've really just got to hope that we can keep the Mandalorian alive long enough to do what must be done. Light side allies, scoundrel allies ignore taunt. to target a debuffed enemy. Protection, some potency, some offense. I want a better cron here. Smuggler allies. We could use the Phoenix one. Light side, start with 30% turn meter. This is probably the best one we got left, and with Rex on defense, Phoenix are probably pretty useless. So, yeah, you know what? We still might find a use for Phoenix, so let's not do that. Okay, we'll just use this one then. Newt Django B1 for 56 banners this round versus a Relic 8 cam. That's why I bring my Qui-Gon on offense. Oh, you beat a Newt Django in B1 with your Qui-Gon? Is that what you're saying? Dusk says, I'll have you on in the background while I'm studying. Good luck. All right. All right, well, let's get in here and see if we can get this Enfys Nest taken care of. Okay. And they just beeline just straight for this guy. Man. I mean, I'm going to put Taunt up on Bosk, but it'll be removed in one hit, right? Okay. Well, there's that. Whew. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Just dropping that one battle against Rey just messes up everything. Because if I had that JML, all of this would be academic. You know, we could take Bo-Katan. We could do what needs to be done on all these. Okay. If we had a better Revan, I could probably try Revan here. Still have Sith Eternal that we could try. Gas doesn't work. We've seen Gas fail at this several times. Do I need Gas for something on the back wall specifically? No. We've got things we can do on the back wall. Those Tuskens are, so we could take Gas against this Nest team and see what it does. Because aerial advantage then can kill Nest in one hit if we get enough stacks. But I don't think the clones live. I think as soon as Gas gets knocked down, they're going to very quickly take out Rex and end the combat. So I don't know that this is going to work or not. Do you think Gas has a better chance against these Great Mothers or against Enfys Nest? Because we could do Gas against the Great Mothers and then do Sith Eternal against the Nest. I'm pretty sure Sith Eternal is going to beat that Nest team. And then we still got to deal with Padme here. I might use Radis against Padme. I feel like Radis should have a window of opportunity. When we have the hope on. All right, well, let's check one last thing. And let's look for counters against Dash Rendar, where there's also a nest. And people are using Galactic Legends against this all over the place. Wow. Huh. Malicos. Triumvirate. You have to go a long way down before you get to anything. There's no gas. There's nobody using gas against that team. All right, so we'll try gas against the Great Mothers. We'll throw it and see if we can make it stick. And that'll make C. Or is this where we... Okay. We still have the Sidious Crown. I keep forgetting. Does the Sidious Crown work here? Sidious Crown might work on Padme. At least they don't have the 100% evasion level 6. Oh, you beat Qui-Gon with Minute Django? Oh, okay, so you're saying don't put them on defense because they're too easy to beat? I wish the OG bounty hunters were better. Yeah, no kidding. Okay. So where do we use Sidious? Great Mothers. Sidious Crown. Let's see. Let's see what happens. We'll get doomed right away. And then we got to make this work quickly before the doom consumes us. Only 2 stacks of damage over time. We can't get the damage over time stack in here. Come on. Come on. Get it. Okay, we got 5 on the moms. Which means this is clean upable. We might kill Spirit just from area of effect and counterattacks. There she goes. Got 3. And we'll just put it on auto and let it roll. Does the Sidious Crown make him immune to health reduction or something? Because he's not getting owned by this. doomed like I expected it. Oh, yeah, okay. I can see his health going down now. Yeah, okay. All right, but cleaning up Morgan Elspeth shouldn't be beyond our capability. So many dropped battles, though. My goodness. If my opponent has a decent run at all, he'll win for sure. Okay, let's use Sith Eternal here and get this taken care of. Okay. See what? Tank. Tanks, but no tanks. Have we got a really low-level dark side tank revive? Yeah. We'll just use this one. Gives us a little more health. And, yeah, we'll just insta-kill Nest and move on. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Okay. And I don't know. Put that there. Oh, we should be targeting him. Nest wants Watt. Looks like she's going to get him too. Dang. Well, she may not live long enough to get him. What do you think of that, Enfys Nest? Zappies. All right. Good enough. Padme. We're going to try Radis. And is there one that ramps? Wasn't there one that like ramps our offense? Hit more than 4 enemies, which we're not going to do. Okay. Let's just look for something with health. Here we go. It's just got health on it. And in we go. Okay. Throw a bomb. Not getting much damage done because of Barriss. Maybe we just target Barriss first, I guess. Resisted. Come on. Courage stacks coming in. If we can get a healing immunity to stick on somebody, that'll be our key to go. All right. We'll wait for a second. All right. Barriss has the healing immunity on. Now she doesn't. We'll switch over to Ahsoka. We'll drop the hope here. And okay, I give up. What was that? Is that like an equalize effect or something? Is her healing equalize health bars? Oh, the assist killed me there. That was bad. I should not have assisted. Okay, we got it. Yeah, so with healing immunity on, Ahsoka healed like her whole life bar. That must be an equalization effect, I guess. Bummer. Okay. Morgan Elspeth solo. Oh, boy. Can we clean this up with just like a solo Malik or something? Or do they have enough damage? They probably have enough damage to kill me. Wampa for president. What can I do that's just enough damage? I really kind of feel like Wampa is enough damage, and without the leadership ability, maybe we can use Wampa against those Tuskens. No, we can't because they have the undeniable stun. I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna throw Wampa in here to try to clean up these Night Brothers. Womp. Yeah, okay. Cleaned up. Not too much of a problem there. Morgan Elspeth. Let's take some Jedi in here. I don't think we have any good Jedi teams left over. But we can put in like Yoda lead, Kiadi Mundi. Do we have somebody to give armor shreds and stuff? No armor shreds. All right. And let's see if we've got something that gives some offense here. Armor penetration, that's good. Let's take it. And we'll just try to clean up Morgan Elspeth with a few little champions here. Her damage, without the leadership or any of that stuff, should be pretty mediocre. Spread around all these good buffs. Okay. Epic recovery there, though. Holy cow, that was a lot of recovery. I guess we'll just... Oh, missed it again. I was going to say we'll just always have to do a basic with Basti to try to get ability block on. Ah, we got her. It was enough damage. Okay. Cleared the front wall. How bad is ships? Okay. We see Executor. Ships isn't too bad. We should be able to beat those ships. All right. I'm exhausted already. Let's go to ship arena here. Try to get some placement for the day. This is my payout window. And I'm not even in the top 10, so we can try 1 or 2 battles over here to try to get my payout increased. Okay. Oh, stunned. Wow. Okay, then. I think we're going to use Slave 1 here as our first reinforcement. For like half a second. Unbelievable. Death mark instantly on my Slave 1. That's a bummer. Yeah, we'll throw in some damage here before we get killed. All right, everything's cleansed. And he's got 3 ships to my 2 now. Somehow went from hitting him with the opening volley and killing his ship to being on the losing side of the equation. Now his capital ship's ahead of mine somehow. Good gravy. We're in trouble. All right, let's just try to hit this. Hound's Tooth as fast as we can. We didn't get the Razor Crest killed either. And we're one off of our ult. He's going to get the ult and win this. My goodness. Come from... Oh, he didn't get the ult. Okay, all right. Whatever's happening here, I'm somehow impressed. Like, his fleet is just doing a magnificent job of coming back. Fantastic. All right. Didn't get to use my second death mark or nothing. We got it, though. I mean, it's over. Just put it in auto. Easy ships. Wannabe Gamer says, that's odd. Yeah, you don't usually see it where you kill their Xanadu Blood in one shot and then they two-shot your Xanadu Blood and just wreck your fleet from there. But, yeah, okay. There's, at least we won't be getting last place or below 10, you know. We won't be getting the consolation prize, so to speak. Okay. In we go. Back into GAC. Let's work on this back wall. Let's use Person DeLoreans. And we'll take the standard 3. We'll give them an okay Akron. Wow. I forgot to use my Cassian Kron on my Cassian. Huh. Well, that was dumb of me. All right. In we go. Okay. Enemy gets a free ray vision on this board. Okay, Gungan's doing Gungan things, and then we're just gonna run in and try to get this generator down as fast as possible. And then in my experience, we typically got to kill the phalanx first in a setup like this for 3s because we just can't control the taunt. And that's the way it might be. Try to cleanse off. All right. And then Jar Jar. At this point, we're just going to put it in auto. And I don't think it matters much, like the order that they pick the skills or anything. So we'll just run it. And good. Okay. All right. Qui-Gon next. Let's use Separatistas. And this has been working for us for a few rounds now. So let's keep up the good work. All right. Target Qui-Gon. And just use this guy to take buffs off all the time. Just use a single target here. Okay. And keep targeting Anakin. And keep healing up Grievous. Okay. He's going into Atari form. He's become a gaming console suddenly. And in we go. Yeah, we might actually lose this one against Kiadimundi. It's a big cam. Nah, come on. Come on. Like, my luck today is so bad. You know what it is? You know what it really is, guys? I'll tell you what's really going on. It's just mods, right? I'm fighting an opponent with good mods, potentially with mods that are better than my mods, and that's what's happening over and over again. Like against most opponents, I would have won that battle, but against an opponent that has better mods than me, it's the difference between that Kiadimundi taking one more turn, you know, before I get my turn, or being more durable or whatever, you know. So this is the difference between fighting an opponent with good mods or fighting an opponent with mediocre mods, I would say. Okay, CLS should be able to deal with this, I believe. Now, if it was a fully decorated Luthen with Zetas and Omicrons and all that, then I'm not sure this works. But it should work here. They are just focused on Chewie, though. My goodness. He's going to buy the farm here pretty quickly. And we're not getting Kyle killed fast enough. I regret everything. And then I believe we can't kill Luthen until this guy's dead. Is that correct? So I don't have this, I don't think I ever put that Zeta onto Chupio that gives him the extra damage on the area of effect. Probably need to put that on someday. All right, let's take an inventory of teams. I still have gas. I still have Mandalorians, bounty hunters. I don't think I have any like quality teams left. I do have a Revan team with low relic level participants. I need to learn to do better with my Malgus. Yeah, I'm not like a very experienced Malgus player, so I don't know. I know people do like Malgus solo on a lot of stuff. I just don't know. Well, let's go over to insights and see if we can get any insight. Let's go for a Malik on offense. They got him beating some First Order stuff, some Ewoks, 50 RT, Padme. Oh, they're saying he could solo Padme. Maybe I should have used that on the Padme team. Interesting. Enfys Nest. Interesting. Not a good Enfys Nest team, but Enfys Nest nonetheless. Troopers. Also Iden Troopers. Ewoks. Let's add a character up here. Tusken Chieftain. No, I don't want to add it there. Yeah, okay, so I don't know if he's ever being used against Tuskens or anything like that. But let's do this one first. And let's try that Sith team. You know, let's do Revan, Malik, and Bastila. Just an old school Revan team. That's probably why I didn't win with Grievous. I got the Grievous crown and I didn't use it on my Grievous team. Come on. I really... Oof. That's 2 crowns that I had that I didn't use when I should have. Okay. Let's do that. And I think we'll hit Shock T first here. Okay, Shock T down. Okay. Easy peasy. No problems. Tuskens, let's stay lore accurate and go ahead and do this. And Datacrons, I don't even need to care too much about what I'm doing with Datacrons. I've only got a couple battles left. Let's go ahead and do the tenacity up right away. And I guess we'll kill Raider. And then we'll kill Warrior. And we'll kill Chief. And I shouldn't speak too soon, but this is looking positive for the potential of a full clear. Potential. I'm not going to guarantee it because we still got that Executor to beat. And, you know, things could go wrong there. We'll take in the Mandalorian for some damage on this Ki-Adi-Mundi. We'll stack him up to 5. And then on the next turn, if we get a next turn, we can just be angry. Okay, die. All right, fine. I probably could have done it with 3 stacks and saved a banner too. All right, we managed to clear the characters. It was ugly, but we got there. Okay, and then this setup, we've seen this setup, and it beat the 3 attackers. Right? We did Executor with 3 attackers, and we got beat by this. And then we came in with the Chimera fleet. And we were able to beat this with the Chimera fleet. So I'm going to do it the other way around first. Actually, we beat it with the Executrix. The Executrix one requires that we get a ship killed, which I think will definitely happen here. We want the TIE Fighter in there because it's fast. They'll mass assist on it. And then we can bring in the Defender. And then we could, I suppose we could just put all the reinforcements in here. So this worked last time. Finalizer can clean up Executor rather easy. Well, let's see if we can make this work. Okay. And we're super fast, so we get off a shot right away. And they didn't kill my guy. Come on. Come on. Deny me my... Deny me my reinforcement. And then they'll kill my scythe instantly. Oh, God. I'm so angry right now. I'm actually going to bring in the big tank so that I don't have to deal with this slave 1. Okay. Hound's Tooth, man, I hate you so much. And a full heal. A full heal onto the... Oh, come on. A full heal onto his punishing 1. Now we got nothing. We're going to get nothing out of this battle. They didn't kill my TIE fighter. They didn't kill my TIE fighter. I couldn't get my first reinforcement. Like, this is so frustrating. And then I couldn't get the punishing 1 killed. I guess I'll just have to take my executor and... We lost badly in this matchup. We lost really by a lot with the 3 attackers. So let's just do the exact mirror match. We'll do the exact mirror match. Hope to go first and try to get the enemy executor versus executor style. Okay, and I do think I want to target the punishing 1 first. We didn't get a breach on him, of course. He gets the breach on mine. I can't even explain to you guys how frustrating this is to me right now. All right, let's death mark this Hound's Tooth. Let's bring in our Xanadu blood. And I don't want to do the area of effect because I don't want to give him extra attacks with his slave 1. Okay, we got it. And he got a Razor Crest, but we kind of don't care if he got our Razor Crest, right? Because he's got no tank to hide behind anymore, so we can target whatever we want for the rest of this battle, I believe. Okay, there's the slave 1 stuff. Come on, they're just going to kill my Xanadu blood easily. let's get in here. Let's drop the bomb and see if we can get anybody killed. All right, good. Are you kidding me? Right now. This is so ridiculous. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. Oh, we still need 3 ships. So Radis here. First Order here. So Radis and First Order will be taken up. We've still got Profundity. So maybe even Profundity here. And we should be able to kill this with the Radis fleet. We could do... Let's do Radis here. We've had success using our Radis fleet against this before. So we'll try to do it again. All right, let's get in there. And we will poke away at the Sunfac. Then we will try to get some damage done to the this guy with our comeuppance whenever that comes in. Okay, this should give us taunt. Nope. Just take buzz droids before we can even get a taunt. Nice. Why not? All right. Let's do this. Comeuppance. And we shall comeuppance the hyena bomber. Oh, Sunfac lived. It's a deviation from our normal plan. Sunfac should have died with the rest of them, but did not. Okay, let's do this. And more vulture droids, more buzz droids, more annoyance. Let's just keep bringing in resistance people. Try to get a big hit here. All right, we got it. Okay, so that fleet's down. Bad banners, what, like 50? Oh, I was going to say like 58 banners. 66, not bad. Better than I thought. Okay, so that leaves us with First Order and Profundity. I feel like First Order can clean up 2 ships here with no problems, right? So we'll take First Order with our 2 favorite reinforcements. Actually, I don't think we even need this. All right, let's go. And if Executor with 2 of the not good starting ships can beat this finalizer, that will indeed complete my frustration for the day. Okay, 1 down, 1 to go. Finally get a turn with our capital ship. Wow, that was weird. He's got no more reinforcements though, right? He only had the 2 reinforcements. Cleaned up. All right, and that leaves Profundity versus this, which I can't see Profundity losing. Yep. Let's get in there. Best to target bomber or Sunfac, whoever's healthiest, so comeuppance assists when Rey uses her special just in case. Oh, so you're saying I should have targeted Sunfac because he had more life. That's fair. Okay. Something to think about for the future, just to make sure the targeting reticle's on the right one. And that might have been enough damage to kill Sunfac right there. So if that would have been the case, then we would have been in for an easier win. Makes sense. Okay. Let's remove buffs. I don't understand. If you guys know, maybe you could help me. But I don't understand why you would ever have this fleet on defense without Rey Falcon in your starting lineup. Like, isn't that just an auto include in your starting three? Don't you just like always put in Rey Falcon for a Radis fleet? I've seen people do this before where they don't put it in. And it feels to me like, yeah, I mean, your enemy might target your Rey Falcon and maybe you've got a better chance that it survives coming in as a reinforcement. But at the same time, if you don't have that threat on the field, this team feels, well, completely unthreatening. Yeah. 74 banners there. We got a full clear. This is one of the ugliest full clears I've had in a while. 1899. We didn't even top 1900 banners. Oh my goodness. 3 battles against the Executor. 1, 2, 3 battles dropped here, and then 2 more down here. 5 battles dropped. 3 on Jabba. And then I think the back wall we did clean on the back. No, we dropped a battle here on the back wall too, because I didn't put my Grievous Crown on Grievous. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dropped battles. Plus 2 in fleet. Oh, man. Brutal. All right, so Feanor will beat me. Unless my back wall holds. So... Wannabe Gamer says, I don't feel Radis is a good defensive fleet. It's a better defensive fleet than like First Order or, you know, let's take Executor, Profundity, and Leviathan and push them aside, because we know those 3 fleets are fantastic. If you look at like the Malevolence and the Negotiator, I think Radis, with the threat of a comeuppance, is just below the Negotiator or Malevolence on defense. So you've got your 3 top ships, and you've got the 2 that kind of come in under them. And then I think Radis is one of the, if you don't use 3 of those 5, out of what's left over, Radis is probably the best of what's left over. All right. So I think that's why you see it a lot on defense, is because people have, you know, 3 of those top fleets that they're taking on offense, and they're putting 2 of those top 5 on defense, and then you still need a 3rd defense. So I think that's why it ends up on defense a lot, is just because it's the best of what's left. So that's my theory on it. And you might say, okay, out of those top 5, I'm going to put 3 of the best 5 fleets on defense and take Radis on offense. And that's also an option. But I think a lot of people take 3 of their best on offense and put two good defenses and a throw off. Once I get Leviathan, I'll probably start putting, you know, 3 good fleets on defense, and then try to make whatever I have work on offense. So that'll probably be the ticket. Wannabe Gamer says, agreed. All right. Well, unfortunately, I didn't come back fast enough to work on my arena placement again. So, drop that. I'm going to play a little Alpha League. You know, since that GAC was kind of exhausting, I must admit. That was a lot of fights. So I think I'm on cooldown. I think I want to just chill out for a second, play a couple games of Alpha League. So since I'm going to do that anyway, I'll just keep the stream going. And for people that like Alpha League, you can hang out and watch. For people who don't like it, thank you all for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you have good luck with your GAC. And I hope that my fumbling around in GAC and, you know, not knowing all the matchups perfectly and occasionally trying some different things, you know, I hope that inspires you guys to try some things in your own GACs that are successful. You know, seeing Sidious work against the Great Mothers, maybe that will let you, know that that works. And so, I don't know. Hopefully I'm helping people. You guys help me out. I love the suggestions in the comments from chat. It's always fun to interact and learn things about the game together. So, yeah, I have fun with this. I hope you all have fun too. I take Leviathan and the rest on offense. Profundity, Negotiator, Executor on defense. So just a question, but if you have all the fleets, why wouldn't you put like Leviathan, Executor, and Negotiator on defense or something like that? Putting Profundity on, Profundity feels easier to beat than the Executor. I suppose it's only the case if your opponent is taking the Executor on offense. Right? But Leviathan, to me, Leviathan is hard to beat. You know, it's... Even in, like, taking the Profundity against Leviathan, I feel like that's, it's not a 100% win rate. I feel like it's like a 75% chance. So, I feel like I would always put Leviathan on defense and make my opponent deal with it. All right, how are we going to select a champ here? We have Vulnerable. We have Toxin. I like to play Moriarty as a Vulnerable champion. We have Frost, so if I do Vulnerable and Shield, that gives us some defense against other champions that are using Vulnerable. So we'll do like a Vulnerable Shield build, and we'll just get some Toxin. We'll pick it up along the way. So I like to build Moriarty with a little bit different build pattern. They did change some things in the game again. They did another update. They reset the ladder again, so the scoreboard is all reset, and they changed the way traits work now, and everybody has access to like one standard trait from every skill set, and then you get 2 traits on top of that. So there's like 14 traits that are now available, and it has become really hard to complete traits. So champions that used to be good because of their traits are awful now. Some champions that used to be good with one trait, you can't even guarantee that you're going to see that the trait that you want. So building a champion based on traits is now completely off the table. It's almost entirely about how you interact with the skills that you get, and a combination of what other people pick in the arena and all that, obviously. But traits are out. Traits are no more. It also means that some of my favorite artifacts, like I used to love Barrel Theory and other things, anti-bank, stuff like that just gave you levels and helped build up your traits faster. But in my opinion, all that stuff is now just garbage too. Blood Trial here to get 4 levels. Psh, those 4 levels are probably not going to get you a trait. There's just too many to pick from. There's too many options in your window. So, yeah, it's just... You're not going to see the traits you want. So, yeah, it's made a lot of the artifacts bad. I think they've gone too far. Some champions had really good traits, and you could just play that champion and build those traits, and you could almost be guaranteed, let's say, first or second place, it seemed like. So I get that they wanted to make the traits more random, where you couldn't just like always count on getting the trait and winning. But they've gone too far. They've made it so that traits are like, they're a non-factor in the game unless somebody gets lucky. And if somebody gets lucky and completes 2 or 3 traits early on, they'll almost guaranteed win. We're sitting on 1060 gold. We lost one battle. I do want to go on a losing streak and lose as many as I can before we do this first draft. So I'm not going to buy any skills right now. I'm just going to play with what the game has given me. And then as we go into the draft, hopefully we'll get to draft at least in the first or second round. I might beat this James, though, unfortunately. Okay, it looks good. It looks like he's got me. This particular map gives you +8 EXP on whatever you pick off that draft. So it's very important that at least on your first draft, you really get one of the skills that you want. Because that +8 means that you'll start getting rare skills faster. All right, we get to pick first, and there's a vulnerable here. So we want to be vulnerable and shield. So we're definitely going to take vulnerable. The shield stuff, we're going to need the skills that come from shield anyway, so it's better for us. On traits, I always pick 3s and 4s. And again, this kind of works toward, you get 8 slots, and if you do 2 4s and a 3, you can fill up everything without completing a single skill and still have room to complete a skill. If you start taking a skill that requires 5 parts, it wrecks your ability to complete any of the skills. I'm actually going to take Colin's apple here. So what I've done here is I've picked a total of 4 different skills. 3 of them are at 4, one of them's at 3. And as we start to fill out the rest of the bottom, from now on we'll only take skills that we already have. And if we get all the way to completion on one of them, I have to kick one off. I don't care. But with those 4 now, from now on, I can only pick traits that come from those 4, or I have to re-roll. All right, we gained interest for a couple rounds here. We're looking for everything that has shield. This is a poison surge. It's the basic unit of poison, so we'll take that. This is poison, and this is shield plus. Yeah, see, we didn't get any of the ones that we already rolled on, so we're gonna have to re-roll. With the skills that I bought, okay, we won. I didn't really want to be winning yet. Once you start winning, you got to try to keep winning, because if you go back and forth, win-loss, it's really hard to gain money. So you got to go on a win streak and gain momentum that way. So we're going to end up spending. More. Unbreakable we'll take just to have that shield skill. That's important. And we've maxed out our interaction between poison and vulnerable. We'll take this as a damage source. Curse formation is absolutely what we want. 3 levels of curse formation is good for us. Cold wound we'll take to get that started. Here's more vulnerable. Here's more vulnerable. Here's shield. Here's toxin. We'll take initial stacks of toxin. Ran myself down to 240, so we're kind of out of interest for now, but we need to maintain our win streak for a while. We should have mostly poison and vulnerable damage, which is fine. That's pretty normal. All right, let's start working our way through this. We got to re-roll this. That's a skill. we already have. That's a skill we already have. All right, all right. That's good. And we can complete a skill. Oh, wow, that's so lucky. That is so lucky. Second artifact, weaponry skills, specialization. I actually don't like specialization here. Weaponry skills. Let's do bounty hunter. We can do bounty hunter. All right, and then we're going to spend all of our money because once we've got bounty hunter, keeping our win streak is more important. Here's flying shield. We'll take that. And then more vulnerable. And then we've got shield over here, so we'll take that. The reason we want shield is twofold. So there's a skill where as you stack up your shield stacks, should we take on another trait? Is spirit focus good enough to take? We don't have evasion in here. I don't think we care about evasion. Yeah, we're not going to take it. There is a shield skill. Frost. We're offered frost. I don't want it. That reduces the damage that you take by a fixed amount. And it's 3, 6, and then eventually 12 for every shield skill that you have. So when you have like 12 different shield skills and you have the max level of that at 12, every damage source is hitting you for 144 less damage. And it is absolutely amazing how much damage reduction that is in the game. So that's the reason to take shield. And then the shields themselves will go against any vulnerable stacks. So, yeah, we want vulnerable here. That's going to get us all the way to 40 on vulnerable, and we'll get the vulnerable finisher. And that's the gimmick. I like to build Moriarty as a vulnerable champ, which we have done. Okay, Death Erosion, we'll take that right away. And then here's that Iron Skin, -3 damage for every unique shield skill. So we're definitely going to take that. And we have 2, 4, 6, 8. So everything that hits us is 24 damage less now. Okay. I don't think I want to take anything that's not in the 3 skills that I've already got. And now our main damage source. Oh, we're still doing more damage with poison than we are with vulnerable. That's interesting. Okay, we're going to need to start re-rolling this stuff. Okay, there's Ruby. Preemptive Pain, Corrosive Curse. Preemptive Pain we'll take. Keep stacking our vulnerables. I don't think we want any of this. Cremation isn't bad. We can slow the enemy's inner fire down. Is anybody here? Feisty Goat's going to be inner fire, but I don't know. All right, we'll go into the monster area with 360 gold. That'll allow us to collect a little bit of interest. With that Death Erosion already being finished, we've got the ability to lose a little bit, or not to lose, but to save money and do interest for a couple more rounds. So we'll get back to 1100 here. And we're not finding matches for Ruby or Petrification. So just re-roll it. I'll take the Cremation after all. This is a shield skill to give us more things that have shield. This is another damage source. As a vulnerable build, you want every source that gives you damage possible. Crystal Blade, it's another damage source, right? All right, 650 gold, we'll set on that. And reroll this, discard it again. Took us up to 700 gold. When you reroll now, you get 50 money, so that'll get us more interest. And we just gained 180 off of Bounty Hunter, so Bounty Hunter's paying off pretty well for us. Healing amount, there's no heal in the setup, so I'm not too worried about that. Enemy max mana 50. That's not too bad, to be honest with you. Just slow the enemy down a little bit. Okay, Molten Shield, Shield Interfere I like. Probably better than what's up there. Attack Suppression. Boiling Tar. I mean, that'll just give us some more inner fire to start the combat with. I don't mind that. I think I want to stay away from spell this game. Let's look for some more shield stuff. More shield stuff. More shield stuff. Preemptive shield. All right. So, again, stacking up our shields against vulnerable, and also, I mean, shields reduce damage. So, if, like in this battle, my opponent's not really playing vulnerable. But, you know, the shields then work against his attacks. Shield Interfere or Damage Reflection. I think we'll keep interfering with shields. Spell Sharpness is good. Chuck this. Frostfire Storm. I don't know. Let's take Poison. I don't want any of this. I don't even think we care too much about crit suppression at this point. I'll wait till next turn and reroll that. Collins Apple. So now we got two threes and a 2. We got to finish one of the ones that we got stacked up. But so far I've only got one trait finished and I'm level 15, and that feels bad, man. And I've thrown away like 6 of my attempts. I think because of the +8 here. Oh man. Nar. I was going to say we're going to take Spell, but all that's left is 3 vulnerable boxes, so my vulnerable is going to go to like 60 now. Oh boy, 62 vulnerable. Yikes. Reroll this garbage. This isn't much better. We'll reroll that too. More shield stuff. Reroll. Toxin, we'll take it. Take some Toxin here. Shield here. Cremation. Crystal Blade. Sitting on 650 gold. This is the point in the game where we don't really want to be saving money, because yeah, at this point we just got to keep winning. We've got Bounty Hunter. Every time we bounty hunt with our 6 little swords, we're getting 108 gold. Preemptive Frost I like. So, going to be a lot less worried about saving money and collecting interest, and a lot more just thinking about buying all the skills that are relevant. And again, we're offered Spell, and I don't want that. Oh, we complete a second trait. Look at that, y'all. Okay, so we can take on a 3-cost trait or finish off one of the 4s we've got. Those are our options. We've got a bunch of stuff at 10 and 11. Those give us levels at 12. So we'll get them just by buying stuff. So you can see we're 19 in Toxin just from other stuff that we've picked up. Wind Missile, Gale Sword. I don't know. Let's take a look at our damage here. Wind Missile didn't even go off. We kind of don't care. I'm just going to re-roll that. We don't want it. Anti-freezing, sure. Boiling Tar. Shield. Vulnerable. Vulnerable. 290 gold. Okay. How did we do? Poison. Normal attacks did more damage than our vulnerable? What? What kind of crazy setup is this? Poison did a lot. Normal attack damage. Look at how much normal attack damage we did. How are we doing that much normal attack? Huh? I'll take it, I guess. Poison here. Preemptive Frost, sure, why not? Preemptive Pain. That. Iron Skin. Get it. Alright. Wow. Whew. Doing good damage now, boys. There's Colin's apple. Let's see if we can finish one of these things. Do I have room for Shadow Dancer here? I do. Fine. That. Reroll. Plague. Attack suppressions. Okay. Vulnerable again. More vulnerable. Cremation again. We're all in. Colin's apple. Okay, now our basic attacks are going to add vulnerable stacks too. Oof. Now our vulnerable damage finally passed up everything. All right. Spell books will be okay for me here. I kind of don't want spell, but now that we have to take it, it'll shoot up to 22. And then maybe we will want to grab some spell here. More damage sources. You can pick up Hex here, go to 24 on spell. It doesn't really do Moriarty much good. He's horrible with spell, but fine. This is shields. We're at 34 shields. Still haven't been offered the alt yet. Oh my god, we finished Ruby. Look, we got a big Moriarty now. We just gained 15% size. Oof! An explosion of damage. So with vulnerable, it decays every 1 second, or when they take damage. So the key is, if you have vulnerable as your skill, you're trying to put vulnerable stacks on, you want every little piece of damage that you can find. So that's why I'm taking like the frost skill that gives me damage when I do frost to somebody, the flying shield up here, the skills that do like 15 damage. It doesn't even matter how much damage it is. You just want to have a bunch of vulnerable stacks and then trigger those vulnerable stacks a bunch of times before they decay from 1 second. So you'll see that in the battles where like 4 different things are hitting here, but vulnerable is what's doing the damage. Vulnerable's true damage, can't be blocked, can't be stopped. So it's kind of a way around a lot of the stuff in the game. We'll take frost, preemptive poison, sure. Boiling tar, sure. Attack suppression, why not? Okay. Whee! 4 hits on that vulnerable damage right away. First place. What game is this? It's called Alpha League. Alpha League. It's available through Steam. It's, I mean, you can see what it is. It's a game where you use cards and traits to build up your character's skills. Let's go to a standing position here. Been sitting too long. Okay. So yeah, it's called Alpha League. It's a Steam game. The development of the game is very active right now. I believe that the game is still considered to be in beta. I don't think they've officially released the game. But they're making a lot of changes to it. So like every 2 or 3 weeks, they're coming out with a new set of balancing and changing. And I think that's what they're trying to do. I think they're trying to get people to, run through the beta, to get a feeling for how the game plays, to get it tweaked. And then like when they go to launch the game officially, it'll be a good running game. I believe that to be the case. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, when I downloaded it, it was considered the beta edition. But I like it because it's as of right now, it's truly free to play. When new characters are introduced in the game, they even give you a period of time where you can try the new characters. They've included summoning tickets now as part of the rewards that you can get from the system. So eventually you'll be able to summon those characters for yourself. So it's, I mean, you can really play free to play and be competitive. So that's nice. Here we don't have evasion. We don't have to worry about evasion. We've got shield, and I like crunch mech. There's no vulnerable. There is inner fire. There's no frost. So do we want to do 2 defensive skills? We've got a James in here. We've got Brunhilde in here. So we don't want to do fast attacking. We want to hit hard with each hit that we do. And control shields somehow. Or we don't care about shields if we can hit hard enough. Okay. So health has to be the thing. With this guy, you can't skip health. It's got to be health. I think maybe it's health and shield, and we just go big guy, big defenses, throw a little bit of heal in there, and just make sure we can outlast the opponents. So just a big chunk of robot that's hard to get through. We'll pick up some weaponry skills to speed up our attack speed, and I mean, we don't have to worry about frost. I think this is going to end up being kind of a barrel build, right? We'll try to do health and shield, but I think there's going to be a lot of other interactions that we're going to want to pick up. Healing and inner fire, a little bit of toxin, a little bit of a lot of stuff. So I think the 2 main things have to be health and shield, and then a little bit of everything else. That's kind of how it's going to look. All right, let's lose 3 in a row so that we can pick first on the carousel. Oh, we could get weaponry skills. We could get healing skills or bounty hunt. Healing skills are not as good on a health champion because a lot of the heals have a finite number. They heal you for 10. And if you have 1,000 hit points and they heal you for 10, it's 1% of your hit points. When you have 7,000 hit points, healing for 10 is almost nonsense. Like, you don't even care about it. But we do have this one also. So let's go ahead and take heal skills and make that one of our things that we do. But health main, shield secondary, and we'll just pick up healing where it makes sense. We do not want to win these first battles, though. Just remember, going first in the first draft is really important. So if you win these first battles, you go last in the first draft, you get whatever's left over. And sometimes that could be good for your character. Sometimes it can be bad. But in general, if you pick first on the draft, you get control over it. It helps you get higher on a skill that you want, which gets you to the rare skills faster. Again, that's what you want. Okay, so we'll have 2 hits on self-healing body right away. I don't want to take that because it's going to level me up. It's going to make me harder to kill. I really want to lose a 3rd one in a row. Let's go. So Cuz unfortunately only has one sword. So we'll end up at 27 if we lose this, which means we'll probably pick in the second group of 2. Mike Armstrong says, dang, I knew I was going to be too late. Hate working weekends. How'd your GAC go? Well, it went good and bad. So we dropped a lot of battles, but in the end, I did get a full clear. So it, in the sense of getting good banners, I got really bad banners. In the sense of I got a full clear, and now it's on my opponent to also get a full clear. So that's good. All right, we can grab health right away here, which is fantastic. Let's grab that health box. Now we can also pick our skills. Ruby would be fantastic on this character. I would love that. Colin's Apple would be. Exsanguinate's better though. Exsanguinate, when you do your ult, you get permanent health. So if that actually went off, it'd be great. We're offered a healing rare already. That's nice. Shield and health is probably better than healing and shielding long term for me. Attack suppression is too good to pass up. And then we got more stuff. I wanted to try to use my free reroll, but we keep getting stuff that we can buy. So steal enemy evasion by 8%. That would be good. Okay, so we got 2 4s and a 3. We're exactly where we want to be. And now we just got to try to to get matches for those skills. Like I said, a lot of times I'll take another 4 and just see which ones we get skills for. At least try to get a match early on. Okay. Well, that puts us on a win, so now we got to think about whether or not we want to try to keep winning. Shield and inner fire I think is more interesting. This is my reroll. And here we're already offered flying shield. I don't think we can turn that down. Healing, and we're offered. Okay. Exsanguinate, Ruby's better for us, I think. Actually, Exsanguinate probably would have been better, because if we can get the earlier we get Exsanguinate, the better off we are if we ever get it. So maybe I should have taken Exsanguinate there, probably. But the Ruby just gives us hit points, and this champ is all about getting hit points. And I mean all about getting hit points. If you ever try to build this champion without health, whatever you try to do is going to be less effective than just trying to get his health. It just keeps offering me healing stuff. Interesting. Let's increase the damage instead of increasing the healing. I think that's better. Shield interfere. Take light spear, makes more damage yet. We'll take it. Life source, antidote. Okay, we're at 580. I'm going to sit on that. There's an exsanguinate again. Nothing good there. See, I want to watch the battle here. So he's got mech, and every time he gets a mech up, it slows down our progress. Okay, that kicks us off of our win streak. So that's too bad. Follow the tide. Taste purple. I think we want to taste purple. 5 random rare skills are worth 1,000 money. So out of all the stuff up here, boxing gloves are good for a lot of characters, but this is going to be the best for our crunch mech. So we got inner fire, weaponry, healing, weaponry, and toxin. Sure, it's fine. I told you guys it was going to be a barrel build anyway, so I don't mind. So barrel build just means you're building a little bit of everything. Self-healing body is good here. It really wants us to heal a lot. Tyrant's Might will probably take. All right, let's re-roll this and discard. Re-roll it. Re-roll it. Ruby. Re-roll it. Ruby. Okay, we got it. We finished another trait. Is that... oh, it's just 1 for this character. Okay, so we got Exsanguinate, Spiritual Focus. We can do another 4. Pick up another 4 next time we see a good one. All right, I beat the shiny one, so that's good. That puts us back on a win streak of 1. Ugh. Gale Sword. This is a big It's a big upgrade. 20% speed boost up to 12 stacks. That's really a lot. Do shield. Healing. Plague source? We're at 250. We're not gaining much interest, but I want to see if we can get a difference maker here. We've got 2 more skills. Health and weaponry are both at 11. They'll level up at 12. So health, weaponry, or mech could get me more levels. Try to get another healing to 24. There's a lot of stuff. So I'll probably stay low on money until we get those levels, and then I'll hopefully have some kind of advantage, and I can kind of go back to gaining interest for a couple rounds. All right, there's shield up and health. I think we got to take the health. Stick with the most important aspect of our champion. Decent skills. Got a life plunder in there, that's nice. Okay, so weaponry and mech. We can just take it right there. There's weaponry and mech. Take this heal, or health, and we'll take wind missile for sure. Okay, we're all spent in. Spiritual focus. Arc magic. Normal hit has a... I don't think so. I think res pathogen's fine. All right, here we go. Big guy versus big guy. Our damage is ramping up. And off he goes. We can check statistics. You can see how much healing you did. I did 3,800 healing that game, that combat. That's a lot of healing. Okay, self-healing body. Sure, that's probably the best here. This is another shield skill that we don't have yet. And remember, for Iron Skin, we want to make sure that we have one of every shield that we can get. This self-healing body is going to take us to 24 healing, which is nice. So we'll definitely save that for next time. All right, fighting the Crunch Mech again. Ultra TT9E. We're in a little better shape than we were last time we fought him. And down he goes. Nice. Okay. I think we can start saving money again. Petrificate. Let's see. I don't think we want to pick up another skill here yet. Let's look for a completion. So we'll re-roll that. Take some money. Okay. Nice. We got Shield Surge. We got a bunch of good stuff there. Okay. Here we go. And then Iron Skin. And we're off to the races now, guys. We've got, like I expected, we've kind of got a little bit of everything. Got some health, shielding. We got more healing than I expected, but that's just kind of what the game gave us, right? So, set on 420 gold. There's Res Pathogen. Reroll this and discard it. Okay. So, I'm throwing some big attacks here. Wind Missile does really good damage for us too. So we'll take a look at that here in a minute. But yeah, it takes a while to chew through these guys with all their mechs. So Crunch Flurry did 39% or 23% normal attacks, 39. Wind Missile, wow, 17 of them. They're only doing like 100 damage each. Huh, my attack damage should be higher than that, 216. Interesting. All right, immediately gain 32. So whatever I gain this in probably goes up to 40. So I think we really want that. Okay, we get Toxin. 40 Toxin is not what I was looking for, but we'll take the ult. Preemptive Poison, when you take damage, deal 3 stacks, I think is good. Let's get that started. Let's take the Poison Blast. And we'll sit on this spell stuff. All right. Oh, wow. Look at that. We got Res Pathogen finished. Arc Magic will take. Exsanguinate. And we're actually close. We got 2 that we could finish. All right. There we go. Look at that. That big burst of poison. So the ultimate for Toxin is Poison Blast. It does 800 stacks on the 5th second of combat. So in a lot of rounds, in a lot of arenas, it's completely useless because combats only last like 3 or 4 seconds. It's just massive damage versus massive damage, and whoever gets there first wins. So in this particular match, though, I'm building my Crunch Mech to be very durable. We've got a lot of health, we've got healing, we've got shields. Those are kind of our main things. So we're going to make it to that 5th second often. And ooh, there's another Iron Skin. So we'll spend all in here. And yeah, we're going to make it to the 5th second in most of these combats. So you'll see, poof, massive burst of poison, and the life bar just goes crazy for a second. So that's good. And we're staying. I'm surprised, even with a few bits and pieces of healing, we're really keeping our health up. So we're picking last here, and we just get whatever's left over. Honestly, I think Toxin's going to be something that people don't pick. Oh, okay, I get Mech. I guess I don't mind Mech. Mech's fine. I expected it to be Toxin, which actually plays into my build quite nicely. All right. Let's see. Tyrant's Might probably gives me the most health. Healing Suppression. Whenever I see that, I try to take it. Thunder Force. We'll just increase our attack by 15 all the time. I think that's better than having more at the start. And I think we'll take the shield skill off of there. Maybe Life Flower's good for us, though. Actually, we're not healing a lot, though. So Life Flower is a damage source that does damage equal to a percentage of the healing that you've done within the last, second or whatever. So if we were doing a lot of healing, it's another damage source. I think I just want the shield marker, though. I would love to get Preemptive Poison 600 stacks. Boy, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Corruption Breath we'll take next time. That's poison and health. All right, pink mech versus green. We've been matched up against this mech a lot of times. But yeah, our poison's doing massive damage now. Look at this. 45, half of our damage was from poison. We didn't try to set it up that way, but that's how it ended up. The nice thing about poison in an arena that has shield, if people are building that iron skin and reducing the damage, the poison ticks hit so hard they do really a lot of damage, and that goes right over the shield skill. Attack suppression, I don't even think we need that right now. When you take damage or when you deal damage, I think dealing, shield. We could take Life Flower here, but I think not. We're keeping him right around 200 stacks of poison, so when we put the big dose on him, it the fact that we're adding a lot of poison stacks helps keep that high for a few seconds. That's good. I think I will take the Life Flower here. Finally activate that. Shield Interference. I think we got to take Undying Body because it's got shield and health. Extra Drone in case we need it. Reroll this. That's got a healing on it. Healing Suppression we like. Okay, we're spent all in again. And we've got Arc Magic, Exsanguinate, Spiritual Focus. Discard that. Arc Magic. Reroll that. Oh, we finally get Exsanguinate. So every time we do our ult, we'll gain additional health. And we got it at a point in the game where most likely we're going to kill the enemy before we ever do an ult. So it's a completely useless trait now. On ultimate cast, gain 80 permanent hit points. If we could have gotten that early, you know, and been stacking our life the whole time, that would be better. All right. That James was pretty durable. And that's it. First place. The games are shorter now. They usually end quicker, it seems. And I don't exactly know the reason for that. Because it's all based on the damage your character does and all that. But in the past, a lot of times it went... So there's a sequence, right? You do a monster fight, then you do monster fight, then you do a player fight, and then an artifact, then 2 fights and a draft, and a fight, 2 fights, monster, fight, artifact, 2 fights, you know, draft. So it repeats that sequence, and each time it repeats the sequence, it gains a number at the front. So you go 1-1 through 1-7, and then 2-1 through 2-7, 3-1 through 3-7. And it used to be that a lot of times the matches ended in the 5th sequence. But now it seems like they all end at the early part of the 4th sequence. So I don't actually understand. There's nothing in the game that's making characters take more damage. But it seems routinely like the games end around 4-3, 4-4, something like that. All right. Waiting in the queue. My rank is okay. I'm not too high ranked, I don't think. I do think they did a reset, though. I'll have to go check and see where I'm ranked. Unfortunately, the rank currently isn't like a calculation based on your win rate or percentage or anything like that. It's just based on the amount of games that you've played in some way. All right, we do have Inner Fire. This is a poison arena. Alicia wouldn't be bad. Let's see if we could try one of the new champs. Okay. This is one of the new champs. So she's a crit-based champion. On a critical hit, she can summon hounds that do damage. And then her ultimate is to summon hounds that do damage. And I don't know if there's a way to increase the hound damage. I don't exactly know physical damage, but I don't know that it's like based on your attack damage or something like that. So I don't know if we can increase those hounds. But it means that we have to take crit, and we definitely will have to do some kind of inner fire here, because champions that build frost are going to ruin our day if not. I mean, we can't get critical hits if we're not making attacks, right? So we'll take crit, we'll take weaponry, and we'll take inner fire. The other thing we could do is do a spell crit build. I wonder. We could do a spell crit build, and then when the hounds crit, they trigger more hounds. Maybe. I just can't. It's hard to know how to deal with frost, right? So we could get frost skills here for ourselves. Could get spell. Maybe we go spell crit. And then we don't have to worry so much about frost because we just do spells. Okay. I don't know why I just made that purchase. I shouldn't have done that. That was not part of the game plan. Colin's Apple would be great to finish. Arc Magic would be interesting too. Yeah, I think Colin's Apple, when your basic attack puts vulnerable stacks on your opponent, that would be fantastic. There's no shield in this round, so okay. So that puts us on like crit spell. I still think we have to take Inner Fire. We have to fight the fire. Healing Touch we'll take just to activate it. I don't want any of this. Okay. All right, so we can definitely take the Poison Claw off of here, and this should be another loss. I'm fine with it being a loss. You know, let us pick first on the carousel here, and hopefully we'll get some crit skills. But we can take crit, spell, or weaponry. Any of our Inner Fire. Good lord, too much stuff. Yeah, we got to take the crit, I think. All right. Crit training, crit suppression, heaven breaker. Not bad hits. We'll take that Colin's Apple. Steal enemy evasion by 8%. Yeah, I think we'll take Spiritual Focus here. All right, we'll take that. It's got nothing. Spell, I don't know. This is a lot. This is a lot of stuff that I don't really want. It's not offering me any Inner Fire. I haven't seen a single Inner Fire skill yet. There's an Inner Fire. Or if I've seen it, I haven't taken it anyway. Okay, we'll do that. And here's more Inner Fire. Okay, free reroll. And then I don't think I want any of this. I don't want any of it. All right, let's... we took a 4 and a 3 ruby. Not bad. Res Pathogen. And again, we'll take 4 skills up front to give us a better chance to start stacking those skills. And we just got skunked. We rerolled 3 times and didn't get a single trait on any of the 4 that we picked up. I think if they made it so that when you use a reroll, I think it should be when you reroll, you're guaranteed to get one of the skills that you've got in your inventory. And that way, you know, you could kind of build the traits. They're not guaranteed, but they would go faster. Skunked again. I don't want this. Crit and healing, crit and damage. Here's Inner Fire. When you take damage, gain Inner Fire. That's probably better to take first, just to give us Inner Fire. Crit spell. I'll take that. Healing Touch here. There's Inner Fire again. Here's more Inner Fire. Here's more Inner Fire. Okay, we got a win. And here's more Inner Fire. Anti-freezing would be pretty good for us here, but magic resistance, frost skills. I feel like the top players that we're going to fight against are going to be attack damage, so I don't want the... Immediately receive 5 random rare skills. We'll take that. Looks like we got 3 of them in crit. Oh my goodness, that's good. That's a big boost to our crit. Okay, Frostfire, Storm, or Cremation. Boy. Let's take Frost Storm. Magic can critically hit. I think we'll finish that off. Our hounds are... Oh, they're physical damage, though. It's fine. We'll pick up other magical damage sources, so we're not embarrassed by having that. Here's Colin's Apple we can pick up. And once again, we're re-rolling and discarding. Here's Life Tide. Let's do that. Preemptive Poison. I don't know, guys. Let's not do Preemptive Poison. Here's more Inner Fire. Okay. Here's damage from Inner Fire. And that damage from Inner Fire is also physical. Interesting. Okay, still at 1,000 gold, collecting full interest. Okay, we've got 2 skills that we can complete if we get the final element. Okay, we're at 1460. We're picking third, though, so 1, 2, 3. The crit may still be up. The crit may still be up. I'll definitely take that crit. Okay. We got it. 22 crit. Going toward the next level. Ruby. We'll take that. All right, here we'll take crit. Curse Surge I don't mind taking. I know there was an Inner Fire there, but I feel okay to take that. Magic plus crit. Sky Splitter Slash. That's fantastic. Attack Suppression. Power. Crit. Magic Mark. More. Okay, we just need to keep the win streak going, right? Because we've got a 5-win streak. And that's going to be more important than interest. Or a bit more important. I think we can go into this next round with high money. I wouldn't mind that. I didn't plan to be in healing. I don't really want to be in healing. So I'm going to throw that away. And we'll wait. We'll sit on 800 gold. We'll finish this next one and the monster. And then we'll see where we're at in terms of whether we want to spend or maintain. All right. We're against the sort of undefeated James. All right, we got him. Sky Splitter Slash did most of the damage, followed by normal attacks. I don't even see the dogs on here. I don't even see the dogs. Soul Offering. Yeah, nah. We're getting no doggies. It does say that on a crit, oh, we've only got a chance on crit, right? 50% chance to summon dogs. Okay. No, we're not summoning many dogs here, folks. Let's take Hex here. Higher crit chance in the first few seconds. Rare Magic. Inner Fire. High. Flame Surge. Okay. So we're at 500 gold. We're collecting half interest, but trying to maintain our win streak. Okay. Got some good vulnerable damage. Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got to complete Colin's Apple or Res Pathogen at this point. Toxin skills immediately gain 32 XP. If that goes into crit, We're in bad shape. Anywhere else is good, though. We'll take the boxing gloves. I mean, that's 80 damage there is really a lot of damage, right? So we'll take that. Okay. Spell, I guess. I don't really want to be in spell so much. I would take the attack. Suppression, wind missile. Reroll this. Healing spring. Oh man, there was an inner fire there. Maybe I should have clicked that instead. Crit training. Let's just take crit training. Hex. We're spent all in. Well, not quite all in. We still got 150 in the bank. Oh, he got the ultimate for healing, but we had enough damage. Sky Splitter Slash is kind of MVP. Doing half the damage right off the start's really helping us a lot. I think maybe spell crit's even better here than just crit. Higher crit chance in the first few seconds. Frostfire Storm is inner fire. We need one more crit. Okay, discard that. Reroll. Discard that. Just trying to finish a skill somewhere. A lot of dogs. We sent a lot of dogs over. So he got into the healing alt, and there were enough dogs to stop that nonsense. Okay. I'm guessing... Oh, I guessed wrong. I was going to say I'm guessing that I'm getting... let's go ahead and take the crit, I guess. That'll take us to 44 crit. Res Pathogen we can finish finally. Okay. So 70 armor, and then on physical damage we poison the enemies. Okay. Anti-freezing I think is... I want the inner fire, but... Yeah, we'll take the inner fire. Heck with it. Frozen touch? I don't know. Sure, why not? Preemptive pain. Make it even more bursty at the start. Alright. We're getting frosted, but it doesn't matter. We Sky Splitter slashed and then did some more damage. Wind Missile. Wind Missile did the damage for us. Okay. Preemptive pain, I guess we'll take. When you deal damage, poison an enemy. That'll get us Plague Infection again, and we can do 12 poison with every damage we do. It's not that fantastic, right? Actually. Because we're killing people so fast. It's not really relevant. Look at those poison stacks, though. 409 poison stacks we put on them. We got plenty of damage. We actually have a durability problem right now. The enemies are killing us way too fast. Reroll this. Throw it away. When you deal damage. Preemptive pain. I don't know. Kind of all over the place with our build again. Healing touch. I think we'll take that revival breath when we get a chance. Oh wow, we get the ruby. That's nice. That helped our survivability a lot. We just added 1,200 hit points. So, dude, we added 1,200 hit points. Look at that. If we hadn't added those hit points, we would have lost that round right there. Nice. Lucky on the timing. So lucky on the timing there. I think Preemptive Frost to slow the enemies down. Probably the best there. Spiritual Focus. So we get Colin's Apple and Spiritual Focus. We could take another 4 cost skill. We've got 2 traits completed. That 1,200 hit points was huge. Huge. I complained about a durability problem. I got a little bit of durability, and then the very next combat, we would have lost without it. That's pretty fantastic. Okay, the monkey's going crazy. The monkey's got an undefeated streak here. So we pretty much got a... We're playing to beat the monkey at this point. I really want an inner fire skill. We'll take Revival Breath again. Make sure we keep our healing. That'll get us... You know what? We'll take Revival Breath, and that'll get us a second Revival Breath. Pretty good. Oof! Ooh. He got an upgrade. He got an upgrade. All right. We want healing. I don't know if we'll get it. We'll get... Looks like we'll get the weaponry. I don't mind weaponry, though, either. Would be really good to get the 24 weaponry. Okay. No, we'll wait. Arc Magic. We can take... we won't complete another trait. You know, a couple more defeats for either of my opponents and the round is over, so I don't expect that we will get to much more than that. Okay, looks like we're going to beat the monkey. No, he had enough healing there at the end. Got the healing ultimate off. And we didn't get there. All right, we'll take Attack Tide here. And then we've wanted Inner Fire, but I think right now we really got to try to get to 24 weaponry. So I'll re-roll that. I can afford to lose a couple more here. I don't want to lose a couple more, but if I do, I'm okay. I've got enough life to survive a couple. Oh, we got lucky right there at the end, so we did enough damage to punch him through. Got a first place. I'll play one more game, and then I'll be off to other things. Solar. Let's go back to the lobby. Look for my placement. Oh, I'm number 4 after the reset. Wow, look at me go. Apo is already in Galaxy 4. Never mind. Galaxy is right above where I'm at, right? It's above Solar. Okay. But he's played about twice as many games as I have. So, if we look at the match history, though, I mean, it's a lot of ones. There's a 3. There's another 3. A couple 2s. Actually, it shows your average placement somewhere, right? My average place is recent 10 games. My average rank is first. I've played 25 games, and my top 4 rate is 100%. That's nice. 25 games, and I haven't been in the bottom 4. Mike Armstrong says, gotta head back to work. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. All right, see you later, man. He's probably already gone. That comment's been up there for a little while. It's hard for me to look at comments while I'm playing Alpha League. Especially later on, the game goes fast enough that you kind of gotta go quick. I wish in the later rounds there was a little more time, but I also kind of like it that there's not. Right? Like you've got to be pretty quick and decisive about what you're doing, and it makes me feel like if I can do that and other people can't, then it gives me an advantage that's somehow based a little bit on skill and not just entirely on luck. I think we all like to play games that have, you know, at least some kind of skill component to them where we feel like we're beating other people because we're in some way more talented. But yeah, I got a lot of levels that game and only completed 2 traits. Like, it's the trait system. I really think it's just as simple as if you choose to reroll, you're guaranteed to get one of your skills in that reroll. And then the next time, if you don't get it, you'd have to discard. And the next time after that, if you don't get it, you'd have to reroll. So it still slows down the trait system, but it at least means that you can complete the traits that you're working on. Yeah, I think that would be good. All right, we got Moriarty offered again in a vulnerable. So we do have vulnerable and poison and Moriarty. Evasion is out. So we can play him as a vulnerable plus something. Shield's not in. We need something defensive. We could do vulnerable mech. And then, of course, pick up poison on the side. All right. Vulnerable mech, a little bit of healing. We'll see what the game gives us. I don't think we want to go any kind of attack build because there's going to be frost. Some champions will build frost just naturally, which means that we would also have to build inner fire, and then you just start chasing everything. So we're offered Collins Apple Res Pathogen. Res Pathogen would be super good if we could complete that early. So does that have income on it? No, it's armor. Okay. So we don't want to pick anything that might help us win. We really want to lose these first three, get good pick on the first draft. You know, the stuff we do. All right, this should be an easy loss. She can clear her poison stacks. I can't. The map is giving us poison stacks every 3 seconds. So Jenny is a good pick into this map. Oh, interesting. Follow the Tide. I like Follow the Tide. It's pretty good. So we'll go ahead and grab that. But we're not going to spend the money. We're not going to spend any money. We still want to lose the next round if we can, right? So I'm going to stack up a bunch of money in the bank, and it's going to look silly because obviously I can't gain interest on that 1,600. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to run in here and grab a bunch of skills and then, you know, win and get a last pick in this first carousel. So we'll take this a little slower. Attack suppression is good. I'm going to take attack suppression off this first board. That's why I'm not re-rolling it. And we do want to go vulnerable mech, but that attack suppression is good against a lot of champions that we have in here. So I'll take it. All right. Stacking up the money. We're up to 2,000 now. And still not spending. And, yep. We're waiting. Who do we fight next? Mocha. Inner Fire champion. He'll beat us. So we will both sit there kind of tickling each other, and he'll get to his first ult, and he'll do a ton of damage to me and win. That's what that's going to look like. Okay. As predicted, we're just kind of sitting here tickling each other, doing little bits of damage, and now he goes off, and I'm dead. He's only at 37, though, so surprisingly close. All right, we go second, and we're going to pick up vulnerable, of course. All right. Attack suppression. There's a vulnerable. Here's a vulnerable. Here's a mech. Healing touch I'll take. This has got none of what I'm looking for. Anti-freezing isn't bad, though. Sure, we could take anti-freezing. Mech. Curse Surge is probably the best here. Here's mech plus vulnerable. This is the damage source we'll take. Mech. This. Mech. And we're at 1040. Okay. So what do I have nothing. So we'll take res pathogen. We'll take Ruby. We'll take res pathogen 2. Ruby 2. Okay. All right. We'll take what we can get here. Death Touch, probably best. Has poison on it. I don't mind this Mech Frost, but I think we need the hit points here. More Mech. This is stuff we don't want. We'll do the... Oh, man. Devouring Blade is more vulnerable, but attack suppression is too good. Okay. Arc Magic, trigger an ultimate skill. I don't want any of that. I wouldn't mind Exsanguinate if we could get it. So that gives us 2 4s and a 3. That's good for our early stacks here. All right, in we go. Second monster fight of the game. Lots of gold to spend. We'll take that attack suppression. There's a rare mech skill. This is a damage source. We've already got it activated, but I think we'll upgrade it. Yeah, this is in our wheelhouse. More vulnerable mech. Mech. Reroll. Okay, healing does damage or mech plus healing. Oh boy. I think we're gonna beeline mech, and with mech we really need to get the finishing move for mech. Specialization? Specialization is tough. If you get that as your first skill that you're offered, it's pretty good. But here we get offered. This is a damage source, though. It's another damage source. Do we have some things when you're healed every 8 seconds, every 0.8 seconds, heal yourself? Any vulnerable build, you always want damage sources. Okay, I'm not going to take it. We're going to do that. We're going to reroll. Mech vulnerable gives us specialization. Exsanguinate. Reroll this. Reroll it again. 3 on Ruby. Okay. Who let the dogs out? Okay. Whew, preemptive pain is really good, and it will give us an... Oh, man. Do I want to take the rare skill here, or do I want to get... we'll take the rare skill. And let's go with more preemptive pain. I think we'll do curse formation. And then we're looking for another curse. Discard this. It's not helping us. We're pretty much set on what we need. Jenny will be able to cleanse my vulnerable and poison stacks. It's annoying, but I'm able to stack them back onto her pretty quickly, I think, so shouldn't be too bad. We're picking dead last here, so I probably will be able to pick up mech. A lot of people don't like mech. Healing would be fine too. I certainly don't want the attack, so we'll leave weaponry for TARS. Exsanguinate. Oh, come on. Please give me a finisher. Res pathogen. Nice. We finished a skill. Yay. Boy. Pick this damage source up. I think the answer is yes. Steady boost we'll take. Curse interference, I don't mind. We'll take it. Prophecy, and then we're looking for another vulnerable. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have taken specialization. Now that I think about it, because my reroll cost has been cranked up by the tide. So if I don't get what I want, I'm never going to make use of this specialization. And now we're offered mech stuff that we do want. So I don't want to just re-roll it. Okay, here's more mech. Yeah, and this is where we got the problem because it's 80 to re-roll, and I'd love to get to the next thing, but yeah, specialization's a bad second relic for this build because of Follow the Tide. The only thing that we could hope for is that we get offered another relic that gives us free rerolls. Yeah, it's just a mistake on my part. I didn't think about the fact that we already had the ship. Oh well, we won't be able to make use of specialization very much. Maybe we can get lucky and get on a reroll here. It's not good. All right, let's just take skills, take what we can get. I don't know. Frost counter. 80 cost reroll, man. I cannot reroll for 80 cost. Yeah. Specialization. Awful. Awful for the Follow the Tide. Oh well. Oh well, oh well, oh well. I gotta let it go. Gaze of the Elder, stop healing by 70%. I think that's fantastic in almost every case, so I'm certainly not going to pass it up here. Take Spiritual Focus. Oh wow, we actually get specialization once. Corrosive Curse, I think is good. It's more mech over here. Reroll this. Vulnerable. Vulnerable. Discard that. Yeah, we're doing good. We're doing well now. Look, big chunks of poison damage, lots of vulnerable damage. You can see I triggered vulnerable 23 times. That's pretty fantastic. We'll take cremation, or will we? What are we on? Vulnerable 2 times. Oh, we get it. We get it, y'all. We got specialization again. Curse formation we'll take. Let's grab that mech. Boiling tar I don't mind. Mech. Got poison. Alright, here we go. Let's melt this opponent. Ooh. We got another mech at 50% life though. So that mech is our durability. You know what? We could actually do battle order. If we finish up some of these other ones, we could try to finish battle order. Reroll this. Junk. Alright, we get mech here. That's fine. I wanted it anyway. 10 on Toxin. It's one of my lowest skills. Look at that. I'm playing a Toxin champ, and we just don't care about Toxin. Poison. And we get specialization again. Alright, it's going to give it to us. I'll maybe take Antidote here. More poison stuff. Sure, we'll take Preemptive Poison. Let's do it. Frostfire Storm. Let's reroll this garbage. All of it. Curse. I'll reroll this. 510 isn't bad. Ooh, I get another completed trait. Look at that. I can steal enemy evasion by 8%. It's not helping us that much, but you know, hey, it's a completed trait. All right, we've got healing and vulnerable. So this is healing and toxin. I'll just take that healing. Oh wow, we get it again. We're actually getting hits on our specialization, which is fantastic. I don't mind that. Healing or weaponry. I think we'll take healing. Reroll this. Discard it. Oh, man. Oof. Oof. Against the other undefeated Moriarty. We won because we got that second mech partway down. I think I really need to focus on mech now. You know, just really try to get mech to 40 and get the front line. The reroll cost is insane, though. Wind missile's a damage source. Boiling tar is good. I think we just take whatever we get offered, you know. I think that's where we're at in the game right now. Preemptive pain is good. Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'd love to have it be mech, but I could take another 3 here if I wanted to. Come on. Doing me dirty here. Let's reroll this. Okay, we'll do that. Frost, fire, we use subtle poison damage. Sure. Yeah, it's got vulnerable. Yeah, specialization. We've hit specialization 5 times, surprisingly. Note to self: don't specialize when you have the boat. Okay. First place. All right. That's going to be it for me for today. Got other things I need to get going and doing. Thank you all for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you for hanging out here. Please remember to hit the like button on the way out if you didn't hit it on the way in. Subscribe, notification bell. You guys know the drill. Got a nice Discord for the Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes community for those that are still watching. The link is up above. It's down below. It's a nice, safe place for people to hang out, chat, talk about the game. There's a lot of experienced people that'll help you out. There's also an Ask Loquitur channel. You can ask me questions, and I'll help you when I get the chance. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next Holocron.